right before he died, he called me. We didn't talk for a while because when this happened, it became mob fury on that show, and you either were with them and against me. Mm-hmm. And so John and Joyce went with them.
Joyce DeWitt.
Mm-hmm. And so we became estranged, and I always felt so badly about it because I loved John Ritter. Mm-hmm. Really had just great affection for him. I'm in a beauty salon about a month before he dies, and I get a phone call, and I'm in the shampoo bowl. And the operator said, "You have a phone call." And I said, "Can you take a message?" She said, "Well, it's John Ritter." Mm-hmm. So I get with the wet hair, I go take the phone call. And he says, well, this kind of pissed me off. He said, "Look, I forgive you." Now everything in me went,
"Sure.
You forgive me?"
Yeah.
But then I thought, "Grow up, Suzanne, leave it." I go, "Thanks." And he said, I'm doing this show, 8 Simple Rules, and I want you to come on and do a guest spot, and it's a dream sequence, and you and Joyce appear in my dream. I said, it's been so long since we've worked together, and I've had so many people say, "Oh, I'd love to see you too," because I always felt that when he did his series, he should have married Chrissy Snow, and that would have been the series. Right. I said, "Why don't we look for a project to do together?" And we decided to do that. So he started looking, and I started looking, and a month later he dies.
Mm. And how long before that had it been since you'd spoken to him?
At least a decade.
Wow.
Terrible.
Ugh.
God, I learned a big lesson from that.
Which was what?
Just, suck it up and, lick the floor, whatever you have to do. Mm-hmm. It was a stupid waste of a great friendship during those 10 years.
Yeah. Yeah, he's. I worked with him on a pilot, and we had a chance to fly out to Florida. And you don't think about this much, but sitting next to someone on a 5-hour flight, sort of there and back, you actually do more talking than you might over the course of a few years.
Yeah.
Especially when you're going to parties or other people milling about, You're never really getting a moment. Like, we just sat and talked the whole time, and then we would talk, periodically after that. And I just found him to be such a warm, enthusiastic, and sweet
funny
guy. Yeah,
and funny. Well, I used to, during that 10-year, I'd see him on television, see him in place, and I would get a longing, like I don't know how to describe it because I'm married and happily married, but this like you're seeing a lover that you couldn't talk to anymore, and I would feel this hurt and this. I just wanted to go over and say, let's just forget all this shit. And I never did it.
Yeah.
I never did. That's what I'm sorry about. I should have gone over and said, let's just forget all this crap and be friends again and remember what was good.
Well, at least you had a chance to reconnect, even if not work together. Yeah. But, at least know that he was okay and you were okay, and that when he passed a month later, that in your box was checked.
Right. And I wonder if we know, somewhere deep inside, we know we're going to die, and I wonder if he was somehow...
You do wonder how that works.
Like, why did I get a call all those years and a month before he dies? Because I know when my mother died... she came down to see me the night before. It was like out of context. Mm-hmm. And when I put her back on the plane, she had left a note on the bed, "Don't keep me alive in the event of any, unnecessary," one of those notes. And I thought,
do not resuscitate.
Right. And I looked at the note and I thought, that's weird. And she died that day. So I wonder, do we know something?
Well, if you think about it, we'll talk about the book, by the way, is called Knockout. And it's you interviewing doctors who are curing cancer. And
I know it's funny being once known as Chrissy Snow. I get it.
I
want you to know that I really get
well
the head snappiness part of that.
I'm just thinking cosmically, and I'm not really much into religion or anything like that.
Cosmic. I'm thinking cosmic too.
But your body knows what's going on with it, even if sometimes your mind doesn't know what's going on with your body. Your body is doing things constantly that you're not consciously aware of. You go to sleep and your lungs are functioning and your brain isn't going in, out, oxygen in. It's doing. And if you had a splinter in your finger, it would be pushing it out as you slept or whatever. So I'm sort of wondering if people that are where John was at, and John's situation was sort of tragic, and there was some medical malpractice and other things involved, or someone like your mother, I'm wondering if the body knows something's coming or knows something is going on. It would actually be weird if the body didn't know.
Right.
It's in it. That's where it is. I mean, yes, if you get hit by a commuter train, no way the body's going to see that one coming. But something from within, when something from within is going on, maybe the body does know something.
I think so.
Maybe it sends little mixed messages to the brain. Like all of a sudden you just think, I had to call that Suzanne Somers.
Right.
Jesus, I hope I never get the impulse to call you. It'd be a horrible impulse.
It's like those hospitals where is it the cat?
Yeah.
The cat on the ward, and when the cat goes
goes into the room.
It's like, uh-oh.
Yeah,
it's
like
the
I
end.
want to wake up in the middle of the night and go, Jesus, I better apologize to Suzanne Somers. Oh, Christ. Honey, take a will.